Hello, everybody. This is Betsy Wurzel, host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio, where we educate, enlighten, and entertain. I want to thank Jeannie White, who writes the blog, produces the show, and Lillian Caldwell, CEO of Passionate World Talk Radio. Folks, I'm really excited today. If you have children, you need to listen to this show because it is about children. I want you to know I am so excited about my guest. I'm excited about my guest book that she wrote, and I want to welcome Maya N. Johnson to Chatting with Betsy. Maya, thank you for coming on, and I can tell you I'm jealous of you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. I'll tell you why I'm jealous, because you not only wrote your book, you illustrated it, and I can't even draw a straight line with the ruler.
It was quite the journey learning how to not only I knew how to draw it, but I had to learn how to digitize it. So it was a whole new ball game for me on something to learn. It took a little bit, but it slowly caught on, slowly.
It's a wonderful book. Folks, the name of the book, I get so excited, I forget to say things sometimes. The name of the book is called It's Okay. And I'm a parent myself, but my child is 36. This book touched my heart because it deals with children's feelings. Now, I was brought up in the 60s and 70s. I'm going to be 63. We were not allowed to say how we felt. We did not have our feelings validated. I love this book because it teaches children that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay not to enjoy what you used to enjoy at that moment in time. Mm-hmm. And I want to tell the audience, Maya, before I start interviewing you, I feel so strongly about this book that I think it should be in every school library. If schools still have a library, I don't know. But it should be in every classroom from preschool, I'm going to say right into middle school. This book should be in every classroom. That's how strong I feel about it. And if anyone's listening and you're on the Board of Education or wherever you are, you need to contact Maya Johnson. So, Maya, I always ask an author 2 questions. Number 1, why did you write your book, and what did you want people to take away from your book?
Shortly after my twins were born, I experienced postpartum depression. And I tried to think of different outlets I could use to channel my energy and to manage it as best as I could. And so during that process, I rediscovered my passion for drawing. And so I just started every chance I could get. Yes, I could have been sleeping, but I kind of wanted to just kind of sit for a second and kind of doodle. And I just got back to just practicing cartoon art is what I usually draw. And so this past February, I got the idea of writing my own children's book and illustrating it. I really wanted to showcase my art, and I really wanted to touch on this serious topic with children with childhood depression, because it is something, like you said, growing up, even I grew up in it. I was born in 91. We didn't talk about it as well. We didn't talk about it either.
Wow. So then things have not changed that much. You were born in 91. I think, especially now, Maya, with the COVID crisis going on and children not playing with their friends and not being in school, they can't sit on Santa's lap this Christmas. This book is vital. Children are going to feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I want to tell parents, don't cut off that communication with your child. You're going to regret it if you do. Please acknowledge your child's feelings that they say that they are sad. Yes, that your child can feel sad at a very young age. Please validate them. Please take them for counseling. Is the advice I have because I'm old enough to be a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And Maya, did you? I really like that you had the mom and the dad involved in the child's feelings. Both were validating the child. I love that.
I guess it's kind of, when I think about it sometimes, I always picture it's always stigmatized as only the mom trying to help the child process, or even only the mom experiencing mental health issues. So I wanted to showcase both parents being aware, being there, seeing it as it unfolds with their little girl, Ivy. And I also wanted to let children know that, you know, sometimes you might feel uncomfortable, or you might feel like you might not say the right thing, or they might get upset, but that's what we are here for, you know, to help as much as best as I can. If we don't feel like that we could help, we could at least, you know, reach out to resources that could help the situation.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. I like that the dad in the story said that he felt sad also when he was younger. And society needs to change their attitude about men, well, first the boys, because boys can feel sad. Boys do get depressed. We need to let our sons express that in a positive environment, in a positive way. I want to urge parents, grandparents, don't tell your son to man up, suck it up. Let your son express themselves, because you don't want them going to a gang. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to go where they're accepted. They're going to go out onto the street, and you don't want that. Let them come to you for help.
Exactly.
And did you have a son? You do have sons, don't you?
I do. My oldest son, he just turned 4, JJ, and in the set of twins, there's Benjamin. So he'll be 2, along with his twin sister, Isabel, in February.
And are you going to, I'm sure, encourage your sons to be able to express how they feel?
Yes. Even with my oldest, we always tell him, don't ever feel like mommy and daddy don't ever want to listen to you, or ever, if it's something, please come to us, because that's what we're here for. And so he is getting really good about practicing expressing how he feels, even if it's sad or mad or angry or even feeling silly. He always he's gotten used to coming to us and just saying, hey, this is how I feel. So we're really comfortable with that. We're really happy with that.
That's great to know, and I really want to encourage the other parents out there, grandparents, whoever you are, if you're a guardian of young children, that, I know from my own experience, children can get depressed. And Maya, that people don't think of children as getting depressed, but they do. And they do feel sad.
And
how did you
don't always know how to express it?
Right. And it could come out in anger, outburst, temper tantrum. How did you handle your childhood with not knowing how to, go to anybody that would validate your feelings.
It was definitely a huge challenge for me because, especially in that moment, you have this feeling of feeling alone. You don't have anyone. So it's a very uneasy territory to be in because it's not something that I had experienced before. So I was terrified because I didn't know the outcome. And so in that moment, when I had that feeling, I told myself, no matter what, you just have to stay strong for you, no matter who's there for you or not. Even if I didn't feel comfortable going to the person or not, I had to be strong for me because I needed that will to make it to the next day.
Yes, I can relate. I had no one to go to with my feelings to be validated. And it's really tough. I mean, I think it made me a stronger person, but I would highly recommend to parents out there to listen to your children. Don't make the mistake of thinking they can't be depressed at 8 or 9 years old or even younger. They can be. And really listen to your children. What advice would you have, Maya? I love your book. It gives great advice. I love the story, the illustrations. What advice would you give young parents like yourself in dealing with a child's sadness?
When, especially dealing with younger parents, especially if, they're working or they're, busy, I would recommend just always taking the extra time and ask them twice or 3 times. And even though it may seem like it's annoying them, showing the little things that matter the most when they're in time of need really does make a difference because that helps them become that much more comfortable enough to come to you when there is something wrong.
And the theme of your book, which is said throughout that I love, is that it's okay. And it's okay to be sad. And it's okay to cry. And the parents reassuring Ivy, the little girl in the book, both parents. That is just phenomenal. And I gave this book to my son. He's 36. I said, Josh, read this book. And Josh has special needs, and I want him to read it to see if he understood the book, and he did. So this book is also for children who have special needs. They can understand, depending on the level that they are at, they can understand this book. And the parent who reads it to them can explain it even further. But I would highly recommend this book even for special needs children.
And
you did a great job,
goal.
Maya.
Thank you. And that was my ultimate outlook and goal for the book was, yes, I am tackling on a tough issue, a tough subject. However, I wanted all kids alike, to be able to relate and to understand the book. So kids are very sensory in every which way possible. And so I wanted to not just say, Ivy's depressed. This is how we're going to help. Well, I wanted to showcase how depression works on multiple sensory levels. So you can see it with the vibrant colors. And when you read the book, you'll see how it starts out in full color, then goes to more black and white, then completely black and white, and then slowly the colors start being incorporated back into the picture until it comes full circle back to a full color picture. So that's another way showcasing how depression works. So I wanted to be able to have all children be able to understand and relate to the book in some way, shape, or form.
And how does someone purchase your book, Maya? Where can we get the book?
Right now, my book is available, the hardback and ebook. is available on Amazon, and the ebook is also available on Apple Books. And you can either go straight to the site or you can visit my website, www.mayanjohnson.com, and you can click on the shop handle and it'll take you to the link.
Excellent. And that information, folks, will be in the blog, which is why I always highly suggest you read the blogs because it has information about the guest. Thank you, Maya, for coming on today and writing this book. And you're from my old stomping ground, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I suggest, this is my motherly advice, contact your Board of Education and for them to get this book into the schools because I really think it should be in the schools. And I wish you a lot of luck. Thank you for writing this book, and I appreciate that you did write this book because, folks, with this COVID, I'm telling you, mental health issues is affecting everybody, from the young to the elderly. It's a crisis now.
I definitely agree.
Yes, it's a crisis. There's actually waiting lists to get help. Please, if your child needs help, please validate their feelings. Please go to your child or call up the school. I know with COVID now you can't go in. Call up the guidance counselor. Call up your local mental health facility near you, clinic, and get resources. Your child's teacher, I'm sure, will know plenty if you feel that your child needs help. And if the child's teacher tells you, the parent, that your child needs help, please do not be in denial and get your child the help that they need. And it will help your child, and that's what we want. We want children to grow up to be mentally healthy adults. So thank you, Maya. If you missed any of this podcast, you can hear it again we're on Amazon.com now, Amazon Music, and wherever you hear podcasts. I can't believe it's going to be December, so I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season, no matter what you celebrate.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes, keep safe, wear your mask, and wash your hands. Thank you again, Maya. I appreciate you coming on. This is Betsy Wurzel. You're welcome. You're a host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio. Until we chat again, be safe, be well, be blessed. Bye-bye, everybody.